everyone, welcome to this Sims 3 house design video. So today I am building a house in Aurora Skies, which is a world that I did not have before, so now I'm deciding to try it out. I actually discovered that this world came with some pretty nice objects too, which I use in this house as well, which we'll probably get to when I put those down. So basically, this house is called Icelandic Cottage because, as far as I'm aware, Aurora Skies is inspired by Iceland. I don't know why I said Iceland. So yeah, that's kind of the theme I was going for then, because that's the world I'm building it in. And yeah, so I kind of went for this. Like, I looked up some images first of like Icelandic cottage, or Icelandic cottages, and they were all like really small, tiny houses. At least like in the traditional sense, not necessarily like the more stereotypical traditional sense of an Icelandic cottage, like with the turf roof and kind of like partially in the ground, or just like a very, very tiny, colorful, not necessarily colorful, but a very, very tiny house. But I was looking at the houses in the world, in Aurora Skies, and I noticed a lot of them were very red, very bright red. I didn't like the shade of red that they used, so I went with a bit more of a more like darker red, a less orangey pinkish red, more of a true red. But yeah, that's what I decided to do, and I made the whole house that color. And yeah, so in short, this house is it is 2 bedrooms and 1 full bathroom with 2 half bathrooms. And there's also an office that could be made into a 3rd bedroom. It's actually a surprisingly large house for, like, from the outside, it doesn't look very big, especially once I put in like the landscaping and stuff, and it looks kind of like nestled in the trees. But there's actually a surprising amount of interior space in this house. There's also a basement that I'll add in as well. Now, on the subject of the basement, so I built the whole house. It was all great. Then I came back the next day to take the screenshots and like the opening shots for the video as well. And the basement was flooded. Like, the water level was like basically almost up to the ceiling. Now, I've had this problem before. I had that problem with my Sims 3 Let's Build house, and I just, in that situation, decided not to build a basement because that kept happening. So, but I wasn't going to like rebuild this basement in this house because I already built it. So I was like, oh, well, that's great. So apparently it happens on certain lots, in certain worlds where like it's some weird glitch with like the water level in the world. So I just moved the house to a different lot in Aurora Skies, and the basement was fine there. So that's where I took the screenshots, and like the shots you saw at the beginning of the video, those were all filmed in Aurora Skies, but in a different lot than this house is being built on. And yeah, so actually, if you pay attention to the very end of the video, you'll notice, like, I don't know if you can see it because like, I have like the end screen cards over it, but like when like that, the very end, like there's like a shot of like this camera like panning up from the house and going like, all the way up into the sky. You can kind of see in the distance like this same exact house on a different lot, because that other one is this one on this lot that I'm building here, and I just moved the house to a different lot, or place another copy of it on a different lot to take the screenshots and stuff. So yeah, because that way it didn't have a flooded basement. So if you download the house, which you can, because there's a link in the description, or links in the description, so you'll have to make sure that the basement isn't flooded when you place it down, because on some lots the basement will be flooded, and on other lots it'll be fine. So just keep that in mind. It's not anything wrong with the house, it's just a weird thing with certain lots in certain worlds. And that kind of goes for any house with a basement, I suppose. But anyway, here we're working on the floor plan. This house came together pretty quickly because I had a vision kind of what I wanted it to look like. And I also wanted it to be kind of simple. I mean, I was kind of going for like that, like the theme, because like there's like the way that like, I mean, Iceland isn't really like a Scandinavian country like Sweden or Norway, but I feel like a lot of times it's kind of like thought of as kind of similar. So I don't really know much about like Icelandic style, but I kind of imagined you'd be a bit more like a bit more like minimalistic, a little bit more sophisticated in that kind of thing. So that's kind of what I was going for. I mean, this house isn't like that minimalistic, but that's just kind of the idea I had when I was working on it. But it's also very cozy. I really like the way the interior turns out. It's not like a cold modern house at all, as you can probably already tell from the outside. It ends up being a very cozy house. I mean, it has cottage in the name, so I kind of wanted to have this cozy feel, even though the rooms are actually surprisingly large. There are some pretty big rooms. So when I came to putting the landscaping, I noticed that there was quite a lot of nice new plants. I say new, Aurora Skies is not new, but it's new to me. Like a lot of nice new, to me, plants. So like these nice like bushes and like certain trees and stuff that I just put around. I kind of went a little bit crazy with it, but I don't know. I think they're really nice. They're just kind of, it's such a nice cozy vibe. I just like the vibe of this world. It's nice. I don't know. I mean, it's very specific though. Like, I guess you could build some modern houses here too. I guess that would kind of fit in it as well. Kind of like by the geothermal lake area. But yeah, that's pretty cool. Anyway, so up on the upstairs here is like this landing area that kind of overlooks the entranceway, just because there wasn't really enough room to put. I mean, I guess you could put a room there in that space that's like open. There's like, it's like I think it's like 6x3 area, so you could probably fit a bedroom there if you wanted to. I mean, technically, if you converted the office into a bedroom and you like filled in that open area that I put in, you could make this a 4-bedroom house. But as I have it here, it's only 3 bedrooms. But yeah, I mean, that's just if you want to be more efficient with the space or the use of space, because like the rest of the house has plenty of room. Like the dining room and living room are pretty big. It has the extra living space in the basement, and it has a nice big kitchen. So yeah, there's also already like 3 bathrooms. If you just converted them all to be full bathrooms, then, you know, this house could really fit a lot of people. And I mean, that kind of surprises me because from the outside it looks pretty small. So this world came with this really interesting sectional sofa that I did not even know it came with. And I was already using this like little coffee table in other houses, and I didn't realize that was part of the sectional sofa set, but it is. And I really like it. I like the sofa. I like the little coffee table. They're very nice, and it's very different actually anything that we have in the game at this point, or had. I keep saying like it's like a new thing. I mean, this like The Sims 3 hasn't had anything new for it in like the past 4 years, almost 5 years. So, yeah. Anyway, but still, it's nice. And this is the kitchen. I just put in some furniture, just kind of initially, and then went back and recolored it. So we're just gonna recolor some stuff in the living room here. Kind of went for like a bluish, a greenish color scheme in this room. There's a nice little chest set there. There's also a fireplace with the TV over it. And then we have a nice little sitting area. Well, I guess it's all one sitting area, but a couple nice seats there, and a nice lamp, and a rug, you know, of course. All the stuff you'd expect in a living room. And there's more like skill building stuff or like fun stuff in the basement too. It's like an exercise pull-up bar down there, and like a foosball table. So that's kind of like the second living room, I guess. So there's this living room. So you can call this, I guess, the formal living room, and then the living room in the basement is kind of like the bonus room, I guess. So anyway, just putting in all the furnishings and stuff. I think that's it for the living room. We're gonna move on now to the entranceway to the house, which is actually pretty big. It's a pretty big space. Yeah, I wish I could have used the space a little bit better, but there wasn't really anything I could do with it. So yeah, I mean, a lot of space in this house went to the kind of just entrance area, upstairs hallway area. But again, you could fill in that floor and it could be made into a room. But anyway, here just putting in some small things around the place. So we have like a nice little table across from the front door, a little bookshelf, and then we're gonna move on to the dining room here. So the dining room is a pretty big room. I was going to put like a 8-seat table in, but it just was like too much. Like this house, as I built it, can only have 3 Sims living in it because there's only room for 3 Sims to sleep. So like 8 chairs at the table seemed a bit extreme. So I went for a 6-seat table because I thought that was a little bit better. So yeah. And yeah, I also put in a couple extra chairs anyway, so you can make it 8 seats if you want, theoretically, not in The Sims, but you know, whatever. There's also that nice painting. I like that painting. It came with Aurora Skies. I use like it 3 times in this house, just like different variations of it, because it's a really great painting. And now we're gonna move on to the kitchen, which I absolutely love the kitchen. So keep in mind, I'm going with a more like purposely dated theme to the kitchen and bathrooms. I kind of want it to look like it's an older house. It's not like brand new. So I went for a little bit more of like a dated theme in the kitchen, but I just love like the colors. Like the appliances are kind of like this blue, like this like really like low, like really desaturated like blue green, and then like the floor is like this, like everything is like it's quite an aesthetic, I guess. It's like everything's like desaturated and kind of like bluish greenish and like cream colors. I don't know, it just like works well together in my opinion. I don't know. And it kind of like, it's like tasteful but dated, like, you know what I mean? Like it's kind of like a tasteful 70s kitchen, I guess. I don't know. I think it's kind of cool. And then I'm working on the laundry room here, which is has actually the same color as the kitchen appliances. So the washer and dryer are the same color as the kitchen appliances, and then just a few details in there. So over here's the bathroom. I went with yellow flooring. So, again, I wanted to kind of add a pop of color and kind of make it look a little bit more dated, but still not like hideous. So I tried to keep it somewhat classy. So you can see here we have like some more muted tones in here. So the floor is kind of the one thing that stands out. And there's a few details in here as well. So getting in paper towels and stuff and some soap and some rugs as well. But yeah, that's pretty much it for the that area of the house. So we're moving on now to the final room on the first floor, which is the office, which could of course be made into a bedroom. So yeah, there's also a place you could put the door to that bathroom through this room, so you can make it an ensuite bathroom if you wanted. So yeah, there's a lot of possibilities. So anyway, but a nice cozy office. That's where the computer is located, of course, and also some books there so your Sims can read, some places to sit. And yeah, nice rug. So that's pretty much it, I think, for the first floor. So we're gonna move on now to the second floor here. So this is the upstairs landing, and I just put like a sofa and a little side table up here. So not really serving too much of a purpose, but I kind of wanted to use that space. And there's the second instance of using that painting there over the sofa. So this is the master bedroom. Neither bedroom in this house has an ensuite bathroom. There's just one bathroom on this floor for both bedrooms because it's not that fancy of a house. It doesn't really need to have an ensuite. So yeah, it's just a pretty simple bedroom. Has a closet. The kids' room next door does not have a closet, unfortunately, because there just wasn't room. I always try to fit closets in my newer houses, but there just wasn't room for it. And they're just decorative anyway, but I still like to have it for like that realism, but whatever. It's fine. So the master bedroom has a closet here, so there it is. And we're going to do just a few more things in here. As also, there's the third instance of that painting there over the bed. And here we're moving on now to the upstairs bathroom, which shares the same colors as the master bedroom, but it's not an ensuite. And it has everything you could need. So it has a tub and shower, and then also the sink and toilet, of course. So yep, that's pretty much it for not pretty much it because I still haven't finished it, but we're working on the bathroom here. So yeah, just some lights in there and recoloring the bathtub shower unit. So the colors look a little bit better. And yeah, there you go. So I think we just have that one bedroom left before we move on to the basement. This house came together really quickly, as you could probably tell. Not too long of a video, but yeah. And of course, I actually did the landscaping pretty much already. So, I'll just do some terrain paint once I finish the interior, and then we'll be pretty much ready to move on to the screenshots. So I hope you stick around for those. And yeah, so this is the kids' room. So I went for green in here as well, just a different shade of green from the master. And it's a kind of a small, weird shaped room, but it works well. You have like all the things you can need. I also put some toys and stuff in here, some posters, all that kind of stuff, like a bulletin board there. And yeah, it's pretty much the kids' room there. Just some nice things and thingamabobs in here, putting in some curtains, of course, and a light in the corner there, and also probably a rug. Yep. So yeah, there you go. And now we're gonna move on to the basement, pre-flood, because it gets flooded later off camera, but it's all fine, don't worry. So yeah, so here I'm putting in a foosball table, and then I put in like a little bar there so your Sims could do pull-ups and stuff. And then I also put in like I think it's a base in the corner there. And putting in just a couple seats here, like kind of like a more outdated TV down here, And yeah, so also a record player, so that's kind of fun. And a rug on the floor, and yeah, so I think that's pretty much it. It's not too over the top down here. Also a painting as well. And I think we're gonna move on to the final bathroom. So there's one bathroom downstairs as well. So I just had extra space, so I was like, well, let me make that a bathroom. And yeah, so it's just another half bathroom. So this house has 2 half bathrooms in it, but of course there's plenty of room to convert them into full bathrooms if you so choose to do that. And yeah, so just putting in all the objects down here, because this is a pretty big bathroom, considering it's only just a half bathroom. So yep, and it's also like a little cabinet unit there. But that's it for the interior of the house, I think. I mean, that was pretty quick. I'm just going to do this little towel rack, and there you go. So we're going to do some final touch-ups here. So it's just painting the areas under the house black, and under the roof there, getting some nice wood there, and also some deck material. And yeah, I think that's pretty much it. We'll do some outdoor lighting and some terrain paint. But anyway, I hope you enjoy this house build. If you did, I'd really appreciate it if you consider checking out my channel and subscribing if you so choose. And there's plenty more house builds like this on my channel that you can check out as well. And yeah, so just doing some landscaping here. moving the mailbox and trash can, doing some terrain paint, just basically all the final touches and details I usually do on my houses. And I also get in some outdoor lighting as well. It's usually the final, or one of the final things that I do. So putting that around and grill. So anyway, I hope you enjoyed, and I'll see you next time.